TIFU because I couldn't get it up. Edit, holy shit this blew up. Just want to say thank you to everyone, for the laughs, supportive words and advice. If you want to know? We are going on a date and things seem to be looking up for me, ironic, given I couldn't get it up. Exclamation mark, Happy New Year's everyone. Throw away, mobile, blah blah blah. This happened a few hours ago and I'm so upset. I didn't expect to get a date for New Year's, and then it be someone I've known for months. That's very pretty. Also we are both 18, smoke weed sometimes, have jobs and go to college. Also she plays PC and Switch and a book nerd, and hot. So the story starts with a text from my best friend saying this girl likes me, and he gave her my number. We talked, but I was at work so I was busy. She said I should kiss someone for New Year's and dropped massive hints, so I flirted back. One thing led to another. She agreed to go to this party as my date, and had all my friends and my best friend. So I rushed to finish work, cleaned myself up and met her at the party around 8. Honestly had a blast and now I have great moments I will keep till the day I'm dead. We hit it off a little rough, but she still wanted that kiss after that timer. Honestly I didn't know what to expect. Would we do it in front of friends? Would it be a small cute peck or one long kiss? She ended up taking me outside and to the wall that no one was at, and we kissed for 15 minutes, and goddamn I haven't felt so happy in a while and my confidence was through the roof. We went back inside, but to put it bluntly, she wanted to fuck. I haven't had sex in months and I wanna do this. So we got in my car. I'll spare you the little details, except for the most shitty thing that happened that night. I couldn't get it up. Never had the problem and I'm 18 so I'm not gonna blame some genetic problems. I straight up was so nervous and it was cold AF outside, my magic stick just couldn't get up. She was so sad, and I told her it wasn't because of her, but she went into her car in tears. I was so conflicted, ashamed, and I felt like I was stripped of my manhood. My best friend went to talk to her, while another close friend came to me. It was obvious we fucked and I told him I upset her. Apparently she had previous sexual problems that haunted her, and at this point I wanted to ram my head into a wall. Me and her got alone again. She said she would like to forget it all, forget it and not bring it up. I agreed, but confessed that I have feelings for her and would like to take her out to eat. She said she liked that. TL, doctor had a New Year's kiss, led to sex but couldn't get my dick up even if it meant life or death. Upset her and now I feel like shit for making her feel like shit. P.S. We texted a little bit. She said sorry about the date, and if I'd ever want to go on another date just let her know. Damn right I'm not giving up, but this time zero sex. Maybe spontaneous sex outside in the cold isn't for you. There's a stereotype that all men should be able to get hard instantly upon request, but there's no shame in needing to warm up to someone first in order to feel comfortable, and lessen the nerves. This has happened to me before, and it was either due to too much alcohol or from moving too fast without a chance to get over the nervousness. That latter part seems to only happen with someone you genuinely like, as you're overstressing about always making a good impression. Happens to literally every guy in the world. It's one of the few fair things in life, happens to all dudes at least once. It's simple nerves. When you're nervous the blood vessels get constricted and the blood rushes away from all extremities. Relax, take it slow. Remember there are other things to do such as oral sex, kissing, caressing etc. Edit, thanks for the silver and gold. Also drink water, most people don't drink enough water and this can also be part, smoking dehydrates you too. Not your fuck up, sounds like she doesn't mind and just got a bit emotional. Have fun. Stay safe. Nothing worse than pushing rope. We've all been there, and the main times it has happened to me was first time nerves with various women. Especially when you're not expecting it and therefore not psychologically prepared. The fact she wants to see you again is good. Chin up, your time will come. Pushing rope. Thanks for the lol. Hadn't heard that one before. I love how concise and yet vividly descriptive it is. Chandler, you've had a lot of sex right? Joey, nonchalantly, when? Today? Some, not a lot. Chandler, well, it's just the reason that I'm asking is because I I was unable to, I mean I really wanted to, but I couldn't. Joey, don't worry about that man, that happens. Chandler, it's happened to you. Joey, yeah. Once. Chandler, well, what did you do? Joey, I did it anyway. This show is no longer on Netflix. Damn you 2020. TIFU by watching $800 worth of porn. Obligatory, this didn't happen today, rather 10 years ago. Buckle up for this one. It was June of 2010. My attention span was short, my glasses were thick, and my hormones were raging. I had just turned 14 years old and was gifted my first cell phone, the LG Octane. The innovative design of the Octane excited me, and as I was navigating its tens of features, I discovered what hitting the up arrow prompted. It opened the internet, and that was a big deal to me considering I didn't have Wi-Fi at my house. I now had a seemingly endless wealth of knowledge and information at my fingertips, and the first thing I typed into the search bar with my grimy fingertips was. Up until now, my only resources for jerking off were magazines and my imagination, so this phone was game changer. I had heard of this mythical website before by word of mouth, and had watched porn at friends' houses in the past, so I was ready to see what all the fuss was about regarding this website. Holy fucking shit. I had just discovered the expansive and exciting world of internet pornography, and I was hooked. The next 4 weeks were 28 consecutive field days of watching new categories, researching new porn stars, and beating my meat like I was preparing to host a 4th of July barbecue. Looking back, the titties looked like they belonged in the 1996 version of Tomb Raider, but I didn't care. The Octane's 2.6 screen transmitted the most beautiful, low-resolution women I had ever seen. All was well until one fateful morning. My dad woke me up at 7 a.m. demanding to know why my phone bill was over $800. Well, my friends, that is because I had never heard of the term cellular data. While I was caught up in watching internet porn, I was simultaneously racking up one hell of a phone bill. I tripped over my words while telling my dad I was just watching YouTube videos, but he didn't exercise any sympathy. He was the most irate I had ever seen him, and he not only took my phone away, but also told me I would do chores until I paid off my phone bill. Took 2 years BTW. I definitely got off easy that day considering my dad's temper, and I also learned a valuable lesson. I learned that no internet porn is worth $800, or my father's wrath. Thanks for reading. TL, Doctor, watched $800 worth of porn on my flip phone without knowing what cellular data was. Good thing he took it away. I'm sure your dick needed to catch its fucking breath by that point. That ending could have been the start of a video though. Daddy punishes me for watching porn. Or Daddy makes me earn my $800. Similar things happened to many people in Europe before roaming in the EU was free. Data was ridiculously expensive, and when you lost connection to your hotel Wi-Fi or you were near a border and logged into a foreign service, you could easily rack up a few hundred if not thousands in data cost. Please explain this free roaming you speak of. Hookers might have been cheaper TBH. They are. It's on your parents for not educating you on the phone's usage emo. Like, come on, be sensible, before you give a kid or teenager some expensive gadget which has the potential to rack up a significant bill. Maybe teach them about mobile data. And if they didn't know themselves, then it's mostly blameless. At the very least, the store that sold the phone and the attached plan should have educated them on the rates they'd be paying, but don't punish the kid for shit he didn't know about. TIFU by taking mushrooms before lunch. Yesterday my roommate's family arrived at our apartment for an end-of-the-year lunch. I only found this out after opening the door and seeing my roommate's family standing in front of me for the very first time since I moved in. My roommate swore that he informed me about this family gathering, but I couldn't recall that conversation ever happening. Regardless of what actually happened, the presence of his family would not have been an issue, if not for the fact that I ingested magic mushrooms moments before the family's untimely arrival. Fast forward to lunchtime. I was sitting at the table with my roommate, his parents, younger brother, 2 older sisters, and a brother-in-law. All of them had giant-sized heads on normal-sized bodies. It was like having lunch with a family of bobbleheads. At that point there was no turning back. The shrooms had kicked in. Everything around me was pulsating. I didn't know whether to be entertained or terrified. However, in spite of my reality steadily declining, I was able to stay relatively composed. Up until the moment the dad unexpectedly turned to me while chewing a chicken wing. His massive head was suddenly right in my fucking face. I recoiled and yelled at him to back off. The dad stared at me in disbelief. Regrettably, my outburst didn't end there. I stood up and laughed hysterically before accusing my roommate of not telling me his bobblehead family was visiting because he knew I would freak out. At that moment everyone at the table turned to my roommate, who simply shrugged and said, with a mouthful of food, "Sure, why not?" I spent the rest of the afternoon locked in my room, hoping there was nothing in the food that would somehow supersize my head or some shit. By the time the shrooms wore off, my roommate's family had gone home. According to him, they're planning to visit more often in the new year just to make sure he's still safe. From me, TL, Doctor, I joined my roommate's family for lunch while being under the influence and made the ultimate first impression by losing my fucking mind. When you see them next, say it's nice that your heads are a normal size this time and go back to your room. If anything of it comes up, just say you'd taken an edible and it made you freak out being around so many people. That's a really great idea. I think this is your move to turn this around. Just right away say, you are really sorry and embarrassed about taking an edible. Something similar happened to me once years ago. My friend and I were at her house and decided to take some shrooms and go on a walk around the neighborhood. This was only the second time we had used them ever. We go on our walk and come back up to the house to see my friend's roommates, who own the house, mom, dad, sister and brother all getting out of the car. It was a surprise visit. We go inside and the family is chatty as hell talking to us, asking us questions. All I can remember is the bright red lipstick the mom was wearing. I fixated on it and soon all I could see were big giant red lips moving with sound coming out. I didn't know what anyone was saying because I was so nervous, so I just kept smiling and nodding. Eventually my friend got us out of there somehow and we ran away, literally, to her bedroom. We turned off all the lights and tried to be as quiet as possible. The roommate's cat ended up pawing at the door to come in and we ended up sitting on the floor in the dark just petting this cat for like hours. I later heard the family was a bit upset because they didn't get to see the cat lol. The cat knew what's up. Ha 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 man, you should have said you had an appointment somewhere else, or just that you were busy. Ha ha ha, loved this foo. You should tell your roommate, or at least the family, that you had your wisdom teeth taken out that day and you were still feeling it. Some people don't like illegal drugs. Best answer here. Also, Op should apologize. I know it's a funny story and Op doesn't seem to care, but yelling in someone's face and calling his family names is pretty rude without any sort of context. Apologize, say you were affected by medication and are embarrassed and everyone will move on.